Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the pristine, untouched wilderness of the Calmlands. Okay, there's nothing in there that's even close to being affordable, so it's medium tractors that we're wanting. I'm going to go all the way down to the end, and we want the torpedo. So this one doesn't have any options for having having loaders or anything else. We can have a front weight or we can have standard. We don't even have front links on this one. It's a weight or it's no weight. So that's what we're going to take, and we're going to buy that one for 30,600. There we go. So that one really does not come with anything extra. That leaves me with 59,000. So I need to still get 10 grand in order to be able to buy this up here next, which will then provide a few extra trees that we'll be able to use over time for generating more income. And then we're either going to be wanting to buy that one, I think, or buy this one. I'm thinking probably buying number 41 means then we've got this kind of area here. That's a very big area. I don't think we would do that all into one big field. I think we would want to like have it into 2 or 3 separate fields. Would be better. Okay, it's pretty cool that the doors do work in there. It's a noisy devil, this one is. It sounds powerful though. Alright, let's bring you in. There. Everything seems fine with that one. He's going to be a bit slower for loading things. He's definitely going to be slower than what the last one was, but overall, I'd say he's probably going to be just fine. He's got a 40k box on him, which isn't too bad. Noisy. Compared to our last one, he is just noisy. But he's an old tractor, this one is. So you've got to give it a little bit of allowance for that. Slightly less horsepower than the last one had. So he's going to struggle a little bit more with some of the machines. We just have to maybe not go uphill with some of the stuff. We just have to stick with going downhill. Which is, you know, a little bit of a pain, but, you know, I still think that's going to be fine. Bring you down here. I'll get the front weight in a bit. I'll get the weight, front weight, back weight, whichever you want it. I'll get that with the other tractor when we bring the other tractor back. I really didn't want to do this. I feel like I've let the team down doing this. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the loan. A lot of people don't like the idea of the loan. Some of you do say the loan is okay, but a lot of you really don't like the idea of me keeping this loan at all. A lot of pushback about that one. Some of you saying that I should find the cartridges and pick them up and use that for like the loan payments. And yeah, wondering about that, whether that would be the way forward, but yeah, I think overall, really, I've got to have the engine on to lower it down. Excuse me. Right. So a lot of you not liking the idea of the loan, but a lot of you do really like the idea of me having one of the goals of the series to have a minimum of 5 million euros in the bank. Now, Smoodalini, the great Drago Bear, ran some calculations for us, and based on a rough guesstimate of how long we would be here and how long he thought that, like how many years it might take and what average rate of interest would be, calculated that a loan repayment over X amount of time would generate probably an additional 800,000, for the person doing the lending. So therefore, in order to sort of come out with a bit of an equivalent, we'd be looking at 5.8 million. So he felt that in order to sort of just round it to an easy figure, our goal for the series, if we get rid of the loan, should be having 6 million euros in our bank account before we leave. So my own personal goal is for pigs. I wanted pigs, and now I've also added that I want nice shiny new tractors. Shiny new tractors is very important to me. We keep drifting towards old tractors in any of our hardcore playthroughs. It would be nice to have the shiny tractors. We had one, and I said I wanted to keep it, and I've already gotten rid of it in order to be able to buy some more stuff and sort of advance a bit more meaningfully. And whilst I don't see anything particularly wrong with that, I would like to be able to have shiny machinery. So shiny machinery is important. I want some pigs. And also one other goal for this series will end up... Right, I'm going to leave the front weight here out in front of the baler, I think. Like this. Oops. Okay, I didn't actually mean to do it like that. I'm going to leave that one there. I realise I've gone and bought more machinery without having a shed to put it away in, but this was necessary. I think that we should be saying that we'll get 6 million. So we need pigs, we need 6 million euros, and we also want shiny new tractors. So I feel that those are realistic goals, achievable goals. I think this is something that we can do. Now, this field down here, it needs ploughing. It says needs ploughing, but what we can actually do is we still have enough daylight to go and do a little bit more. So if that tractor over there is going to be our, like, the one that we would be using for doing the forestry work, this one here is the one that we'll be relying upon to do our field work. Now, we don't need to do anything to this field down here besides plant. We can do the ploughing next time round. So if I put the oilseed radish in here, so that one up there is going to be barley. And if we take a look in here, so the one up there is going to be barley, which means we'll be planting the barley early, which means we'll be harvesting early. This one we want to plant with canola, but if we plant now with oilseed radish, we still are going to be able to plant canola there. I know I've got it set on 2 days per season, so I don't need to go and get it done today, except that I do because we've only just started and I'm still on the very first day, despite being on episode, I don't know what we're on now, like 15. We're still on the very first day. I need to get this done today because the change doesn't happen until you change a season, and we're still in August. So it will actually stay. Wait. Oh. I thought this was a direct drill. Oh. I think I know what's happened there. Think I know what has happened. Let's go and have a look in here. No. Owned. Balers, mowers, power harrows, seeder. Right there. So that's the seed drill section of it. These machines are used to seed crops like wheat, barley, canola. Cultivator for preparing fields for the next sowing. Curious. If I drop that down, unhitch that bit, and I move forward, that will allow me to cultivate to prepare the soil. But what it won't allow me to do is cultivate and seed. Lift that one up. It's not allowing me to cultivate and seed. It's leaving a planted texture behind, but it's not allowing me to cult. That's weird. Why are you not doing that? It's also leaving behind a very peculiar texture. That's a planted. Like that planted texture is generally one that is for a seed drill. For a planter. I think what we're going to need to do is we're actually going to need to cultivate this field first. I wasn't going to bother with the ploughing of this field because... So you've got to lower that one down like that. I wasn't going to bother with the ploughing of this field. Not this time, because I was going to plough after the oilseed radish has grown. But it looks like I'm going to have to actually cultivate the field first before I can then plant. So we're going to have to drop this one in here. And then run round the field with the cultivator. And then once I've cultivated this field, then we'll be able to go and plant. And once we've planted the oilseed radish, then our next job is, well, that would be tomorrow. We can then put the plough on this tractor, and we can plough this field right here. And that will take care of any weed issues for the year. We're not going to have to worry about having to do any weed control because we can plough it. Plus, we've also removed the needs ploughing requirement, which improves the yield anyway. And we've also been able to get the oilseed radish planted, which is extra yield. So we do want to do this. I just wasn't planning on having to go and do the cultivating first before I can run over the field a second time. I thought this one would just allow us to do it all in one go, but apparently it doesn't like that idea. Also, I'm very much aware that we haven't progressed very far. I'm still on day 1, and I don't let I don't actually like this. I don't like that we're still on day 1. We haven't progressed anything at all. I've just been like preparing these fields manically because this is what we kind of need to get done. The other thing that we're going to want to do is earn enough money to be able to go and buy the piece of land just up there. Because there's a nice big chunk of land up there that we want. We just haven't got the money to go and get it yet. And so that is also on my to-do list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do once more around the field. And then when I've done once more around the field, I will let the hired help carry on. And then we are going to go and have a look at cutting down a few more trees. And because of all the feedback that I've been getting about this loan that we've got this massive, huge, great big loan, I am actually going to get rid of the loan. I was originally thinking, no, I wouldn't do it, but it's going to set us back a huge amount of money, which is what that's ultimately going to do is it's going to be forcing us to do massive quantities of forestry all the time just to be able to keep up with the loan payments. And so many of you have said that that is just going to, it's not going to improve the quality of the hardcore series. It's not going to make it more hardcore. It's just going to make it less interesting to watch, because I'm going to be forced into the position where I've got to do forestry all the time in order to be able to make up those payments. And having done a couple loads now with forestry work, we know that it does take a little bit of time to load anything up. I'm inclined to agree. It is going to take rather a long time to be able to do anything, so we kind of like need to deal with that, don't we? We kind of need to change things around a little bit. So that's what we will aim to do. Now I'm going to bring this one up over here like this, and that angle there is actually, going by the map, that's kind of like the straight line. Or we've got another straight line going the other way. It's trying to find a line that the hired help likes. I think this is a line that it likes. Let's turn you round. We'll go over here. finding something that the hired help will do. If I drop the hired help there... Okay, the hired help will go there. What's it going to do then? Is that one going to be in the way? It's not, actually. It does surprise me. We've got a little bit up on this side of the field because it's way off of where I thought that he would end up going. Right, what I'll do then is I will bring this all the way up over here. And we'll drop the hired help there. Alright, now he should work the field. Okay, so hired help is going to do the field right there. That is myself or Senleia pulling a wage while we work, which is excellent. That's what we want. And then we're going to want to be able to find some trees. So I need 70 grand. I need 10,000. Now, I don't want to be cutting down any of these trees. I actually quite like them just where they are. I don't want to be cutting them out and removing them. I'm not interested in sort of turning this into any kind of desert or anything like that. So I'm not wanting to remove every tree from the map if I can help it. Once we can start cutting these trees down up here, we will cut several of them. Not going to lie to you. There's a lot of those trees are now tagged for removal. But what can we do here? We've got some over, like these up on this bank. They're going to be harder to reach. This one here, this one can go. These small trees here, they're not in the way of anything, so I don't really want to take them out. And then I've got trees along here on this bank that we would be able to go and remove. So we could start off with this one. You know what? I'm not going to start off with that one. I don't want to be cutting trees down onto what I'm working on. Let's do this one up here. And drop them down like that. There we go. What have I done? Have I made a mistake? No, that is just fine in there. I'm going to run down here because I want to see our tractor hard at work. The Torpedo RX 170. This tractor is pretty cool. I like the black smoke that billows from it as it progresses across the field. That looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, we are going to have to allow this one to do 2 lots of work across this field in order to be able to get our seed planted. But this field here is a lot smaller than the one up there, so we should have plenty of seed to be able to at least do this bit. Planting everything next season is going to be a little bit more difficult. But there we have the Torpedo RX 170. I've been watching the RX 170. You know why I was doing that. You all know. I don't even need to say it, do I? And I will now go over here and we can start just tidying up this tree. So I think what we will try and do... Oops. Run up along here. I do wonder if I should get the tape measure mod. Just so that I can see what I'm cutting up on here. I'm just stubborn, though. I prefer to try and guess. So it's 25 meters. I'm gonna guess here. Right, that's 17. That's 7.5 meters. So I'm gonna bring this one. The bits. I'm gonna bring the bits up here. And put them in the yard, and we will load them up here later on. So we can just bring those over to here for now, and we can drop them down. And then the other bits of the tree. So this one right here, 17.7 meters. I want to cut this one in half, essentially. And we already know how to do that. We want to bring this one here, and that is about 8 meters there. So So I've got 8.3 meters and 9.4 meters there. I should have brought that on a little bit further. That's fine. That's not going to hurt anything. This one here, we'll fell it uphill. And I definitely don't want to be felling it while it's red, because that is telling that's getting rid of it. We don't want to be doing that. This is money. This is very, very important money. So there. And all the way up there like that. Oh, you know what I've got? I've got the super strength on. That's the problem. Yeah, see, I've got super strength. There. Right. I don't want to have super strength enabled, not at the moment. So, we've got the top of view up here, 25 meters. That one. So, that is about the bit that we want to cut it at. There. So that then makes that 8.6 meters. And then this one here, that goes to there. So it's sort of where the color change is on the next bit. Goes up past that color change. And I'm going to bring that one back a bit compared to what we did last time. So I'm thinking there. That's now 8.5 meters. That one's 8.1 meters, is 203 kilos. So it's got to be slightly longer than that. But there's an easy fix for this. We just chop the end off. There we go. Right. Because you can pick up 200 kilos. We're big, strong people. We've been eating our Weetabix every day, and we're able to pick up 200 kilos. So if the trees are all this size, then we have 3 lots of 8 meters, or just over 8 meters. And that's going to get us the maximum value for the timber that we're cutting down as well, which, again, is quite good. So we'll bring you down here. I'm going to go with that again. Take that one off. And then rotate round. Run up the tree like that. There. And we come back down here. So the chop that we make is there. For the first one, that puts that one at 8.4 meters. Then we go up here, and we actually want to make that a little bit longer. We want to go up to there. So that's 9 meters on that one, and that one's 7.8 meters and 190 kilos, which means that we can pick it up. This is perfect. This is what we're going to want to do. For each of them, if we can do each of the trees like this, this is absolutely spot on. I'll bring you down here. So we can go up to like 9 meters on the logs, and from previous versions of the game, between 8 meters and 10 meters was where the maximum amount of value for timber was. If you could cut your trees at 9 meters, that was the best. But there was such a small amount in it between the 8... I think it was between 7.5 and 9.5 meters. Such a minimal amount of difference in the price that essentially you were fine so long as you were between well, essentially between 7 and 9. You didn't want to go more than 9 meters, not really. Well, I say you didn't want to go more than 9. You didn't want to go more. You didn't want to be more than 10 meters, definitely. So we want to go here. But getting it, so 9 was kind of like the target, but like 8.6 meters right there, that's absolutely perfect. And then we go up here, and we want that one to go about there, I think. So that is 8.9 meters. This one here, I don't want to be climbing up that tree. This one is 7.7, and so ideally, also, when we're cutting up these trees, the top bit, we want that to be the shortest piece. If the other two are over 8 meters, so we've got one here at 8.9 meters, and we got one at 8.6. That is absolutely spot on perfect. That's what we're going to want for each one. 8.4 and 9. And then there's one here. We've got 8.5 and 8.6. 8.3 and 9.4. So 9.4 is still within what you want, but that's for us though. Moving it on the trailer, it starts to get a little bit more difficult moving it on the trailer. That's all. It just makes life a little bit more difficult for us. On that tree there now. So if I take you over here, there, and crouch down, and then chop you down there. And we can tidy this one up. I'm hoping I can. There. Excellent. And then we can come back through. Having these marks on the timber is absolutely fantastic, because it means then we can get the exact measurement without having to spend ages using the tape measure. Because the one thing I didn't like about the tape measure mod was you've got to spend quite a bit of time. Like it takes a little while to measure out each one. But 8.9 meters, that's spot on. And then 7.8 meters here. 190 kilos. So we got the weight right on this as well, which is also fantastic. So what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AI worker H has now completed their task. Very much doubt it. Not even close, but we'll move you around the bottom. Now, I've cut those trees up in such a way that I think we could probably do a little bit more. I reckon that we could do one more. I think we've cut 5 trees down there. I reckon one more. So we had about 14 grand, but one of those trees that we did last time, we actually cut into some extra pieces. Although that trailer was pretty full, wasn't it? But then I had a couple of them were cut into extra pieces. Let's load it up, because we now have this tractor for doing that work. And it would be actually quite nice if we could have this tractor. Oh, he's a noisy boy, he is, isn't he? He is a noisy boy. Right, I think what we're going to need to do first, though, is we're going to want to just move this stuff out of the way so that I've got room for manoeuvring around doing the logs. So we'll start off by moving these trailers. This one here, I was talking about doing a little bit more hay over there, and we could very well do more hay. We'll just bring this one over here at the moment. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.